everybody. Let's talk about what we have in store astrologically for the week of January 20th through the 27th. And this week is really focused around Pluto and the power of transformation that it has. So let's just kind of start it out with this, right? We have the sun that moved into the sign of Aquarius on the 19th. So this was just on Sunday. Now, when the sun transits through the sign of Aquarius every year, this is a time frame where, remember, the sun shines a light on the things that we need to be seeing. So as it goes through Aquarius, it brings with it this energy of having us look with a spotlight on the areas in our life where we don't feel that we're being true to ourselves. Are we being authentic to who we are? Are we walking our walk and talking our talk? Are we doing what it is that's necessary in order for us to be living the most true and authentic version of our lives and ourselves? Now, this is something that's been brought to the forefront anyway, because Pluto has moved from Capricorn, where it was from 2008, into Aquarius, where it's finally resting and at home in Aquarius, and that's where it's going to be for the next 20 years. Now, well, we have the planet of transformation, Pluto, going into the innovative and freedom and authenticity seeking sign of Aquarius. We see where obstacles are being removed in order for us to start new and to start fresh. What happens is, especially as Pluto went through Capricorn from 2008 onward, this was a time frame for really looking at the old, outdated systems that just don't work for where we are now. Aquarius is a sign that likes innovation. It likes things new. It wants to stay ahead of the game and ahead of the curve by doing things new and different, not staying stuck in what used to work before. Because what happens when we get stuck in what used to work, we're not moving forward. So as Pluto moves into Aquarius, this is a cycle that hasn't happened for 250 years. So it was the last time that Pluto really transformed the foundations under our feet. Everything that we knew and wanted to create something new was at the time of the American Revolution. And now look at where we are now. Not saying that we're going through a revolution again, but we are going through a reinvention, right? We're looking at maybe outdated systems in our government that aren't working anymore. Those things have been brought to light under the power of Pluto going through and saying, Capricorn, this is our government systems. This is all the foundations under our feet. Capricorn, what isn't working anymore? Pluto, let's transform it. And now this is also working on a personal level as well too. We're looking at our old outdated systems and belief systems inside of ourselves. We're looking at areas where we keep ourselves stuck, maybe because we feel that we've put so much time in that we need to stay, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whatever it might be, but it isn't true and authentic to who you are. Maybe you're even carrying family beliefs and family traditions that are keeping you stuck because you feel you have to carry that torch, but it's outdated. And Pluto coming through is saying, what do we need to release in order for the most true and authentic version of yourself to come out? Now, here we have all this energy brewing anyway, right? With Pluto moving into Aquarius. Now, as the sun moves into Aquarius for the first time, really, since we've had this energy of Pluto finally stationing in the sign of Aquarius, it's shining a light on all of those things. Where are areas that we've limited ourselves? What kind of shakeups need to happen in order for the new to come in? And maybe some of these things are going to raise some eyebrows. Maybe you want to do something. Let's say you do want to, you've realized that you're ready to shift careers. You're ready to try something that's more fitting for where you are now and what fits for your life and your family's life. Maybe you making that choice to do a different career may raise some eyebrows. Maybe it'll shock some people. But I tell you what, the more that you're doing what's best for you, right? Obviously taking into consideration the needs of others around you, not stomping and tramping on people. But if you're doing what's best for you and your future moving forward, that's the power of Pluto helping you to transform. And the light going through Aquarius is going to be shining a light over the course of this next month on what that looks like, especially on Tuesday, on the 21st, because that's the day that that Aquarius sun is going to be aligning with Pluto out in the skies. So it's really bringing that energy to home about old things that no longer work. And I think it's very interesting that this is going to be the day after the inauguration. So there is that push and that movement to make these major shifts and to make these major changes, because those things came to light under the power of Pluto moving through Capricorn. Now, change isn't easy, right? Change always can be very disconcerting, and that is what Pluto likes us to do. It says the only way to make change and to move forward is to release the things that don't work. So this, I think, is definitely a week where those things come to the surface. Now, another thing too, one of the big players this week is that retrograde Mars out there in the sky. Mars is the engine that gives us our energy. It gives us the drive to make things happen. And as it retrogrades, it doesn't do it every year. It does it every other year, every 2 years. And when it does, I tell you what, we feel like our energy levels have kind of petered out. Now, when it started out in the sign of Leo in December, when it went retrograde, it had us really looking to the past on where our action or our inaction, so that's Mars, inaction, of course, is going to be the Mars retrograde. It has us looking to the past where our actions or our inactions have gotten us to where we are now. Especially when it falls into that sign of Leo, it's saying, where are you actually looking at what it is you need to be happy? What is it that your heart is telling you that you need to do? And as Mars goes retrograde, it has us looking to the past where, what is it that I need to have the courage and the confidence to do to bring more happiness into my life? Now, as it's gone through that over the past few weeks, Mars has actually retrograded back into the sign of Cancer. That started earlier last week. And as it does that, it has us focusing on where we need to act differently with our family systems, within our home, within our family. What is it that maybe we had started a couple of years ago when Mars was going through Cancer, in terms of maybe initiating some new changes within family, making some moves to change dynamics in our home and our living situation. Now that Mars is retrograding and coming back around again, it may be bringing those opportunities back to the surface. But with it, it's also bringing back some of those old family issues. So as those come up this week as well, Mars is going to be kind of pinging and ponging off of, Mercury, the planet of our conscious mind. So those thoughts are going to be coming back, how things have always worked and how we want them moving forward. It's working with Venus, the planet of love and money, towards the end of the week. And when those two energies tend to align, it's saying, where do we need to act in our relationships to make sure that not only are your needs being brought to the surface, that they're being heard, that they're being validated, but that you're also doing the same in the other relationships and on the other side of that coin in relationship as well too. So this is definitely a week where there will be a little bit of that romantic energy that's happening, but with Mars being retrograde, that may make it so that it's hard for us to get our feet moving forward, right? So if you're looking out there in the dating world, finding that confidence to ask that person on the date this week might be the issue. But I tell you what, if you do, I think you're going to be amazed at the amazing things that can come through. All of it, right? Us finding that confidence and the courage to make our feet move forward in a lot of ways is definitely the theme of this year, making our dreams a practical reality. And this is just one of those weeks where the Sun and Pluto are reminding us of what types of things don't work anymore, what needs to be let go, so we can step into it moving forward, getting our needs met, and just being happier. Darn it, just being happier. We want to do that. So everybody, that's what I see happening this week. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you